Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I am sitting out front here in front of our brick wall by the road, and well, first of all, I have to point out the beautiful tuberous begonias. Oh my goodness, I am just loving them. Now, throughout the brick wall, we have a number of arborvitaes that are planted here, and over the winter we lost a couple of them. One of them was down this end. You can tell there's a divot here, and since I have to plant it up anyway, I've decided that I'd like to do something different. Now, you can't really tell today because it's rather overcast, but this end of our brick wall gets morning shade, and it really gets some hot afternoon sun. In fact, I've noticed over the past couple of years that the tuberous begonias, the hostas down this end, they are not as happy as the other end because they're getting more sun. Sun is hard to find in our yard, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And I ordered a rose from Heirloom Roses. Now, if you watch a lot of gardening YouTube channels, this is going to be one that you have heard a lot of people talk about. This is the Eden Climber, and the Eden Climber is one of the best sellers because it is pretty disease resistant, and it is pretty well able to stay in control for a climber. Some climbers get huge. I used to grow a beautiful New Dawn climber. It got like 30 feet tall, wide. It was amazing, but it really overtook things. This Eden Climber only gets to be about 6 to 10 feet tall, about 5-6 feet wide. So it's much more in control, much more contained than a lot of your climbers. The Eden Rose also is hardy down to zone 5. It likes the zones 5 to 10, which is a really big range. So that's a real positive thing for this rose. Now, I ordered this from Heirloom Roses, which means it's coming on its own root. It's an own root rose. And they defoliate it before it's shipped. So it doesn't look like much at the moment, but it's going to be beautiful. Now, I already have a pretty in pink Eden Rose. There are different Eden Rose varieties. This is the classic Eden Rose, which is a light pink, sort of a creamy white. And because the brick wall is dark in color, I wanted a rose that was really light, that would stand out. Normally, I like a deeper pink, but I think the lighter pink creaminess of this will stand out better when it's in bloom. Now, when you go to plant one of these roses, you actually plant roses pretty deep. So I'm going to dig my hole and get ready. That was like the easiest hole to dig ever because it already had something planted in there before. I'm going to take the Eden Rose out, and it has a little bit of dirt in here. Just dump that in and place it in. When you are doing this, now we don't have a trellis up here yet or wire, but you do have to have something for a climbing rose to be tied onto. It doesn't grab onto anything on its own. So I'm going to plant it towards the back, close to the brick wall, because these shoots, these primary shoots, are going to grow pretty straight up. And it'll be easier to tie it on if it's close to where I want to tie it on to. Okay, so then I'm going to sort of shift it around so that it's sort of already pointing and leaning against that area. That's going to make it easier too. Then you just need to, I'm going to take this bamboo stake out. This was just for transit. Okay, I'm going to backfill in. And because when we took out the bush that was here, it had a root ball all in that was removed, I'm short a little of the soil here. So I'm going to use a potting mix. Now, don't use a potting mix with a granular fertilizer in it. I like Miracle-Gro potting mix, that's fine, but it has that fertilizer in it. First year roses, you never want to use a granular fertilizer on because it's too harsh for them. They're baby roses. So I'm going to use an all natural potting mix that doesn't have that added component in it. And then I'm just going to pat this in really well. And I'm actually going to cover the stems about an inch up. Okay, hopefully you can see that now. You can tell that I've covered this kind of high. You're planting it deep, covering the branches a little bit, which is different than like when I do a Japanese maple where you want to plant the actual tree higher up. And that's because this is going to let the roots come out, give it a more substantial base here that will be good for it. And this looks great. Now notice these branches are nice and green. They are alive. They're going to flush out quickly. And by the end of the season, Dan doesn't know this, but he's going to help me put some wire up here to tie it to. And next year, I'll really be able to show you how I do that. But the Eden Climber is a great choice for this spot. It's going to have those beautiful, deeply cupped, many petaled, old-fashioned roses that it blooms. It's a light fragrance. The pretty and pink Eden rose actually has a little bit more of a fragrance to it, but this is a fragranced rose, very light, a little fruity in its scent, and just gorgeous. So once again, I ordered this rose from Heirloom Roses. This is not a sponsored video, but they do a really nice job of giving you those roses on their own roots, and they warranty their roses also. So as long as you're doing a really good job following their directions, and they have videos up that you can look at, or you can look at my video here to tell you how to plant these, you should be all set. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.